Is this thing on or how's it going? Well, hello and how's it going? Well, how's it going?
Hello, and how's it going? Hello, how's it going?
Well, how's it going? Well, how's it going?
Well, no, sorry. Well, how's it going?
Well, how's it going? I'm here with you. I looked at you and I started
I was
laughing.
going to say good.
Well, how's it going? I'm here with Kristian and Madison, and we're back.
We are back.
We're back, baby. My phone vibrated.
Try not to laugh.
Well, how's it going? I'm here with soulless Kristian Karamanage.
You couldn't just say he would.
No, I couldn't. I've got to pick on you.
Well, hi, Ben.
I listen back to the episodes and I get picked on a lot, so I'm going to pick on you for showing up severely hungover again.
Yeah, it's not a good look at this point. Look, I'd like to say it's not my fault. I had a birthday yesterday. You know, it's when it's one of your best friends'
This
birthdays.
isn't an AA meeting. You don't have to explain yourself to me, champ.
Ben's on one today, but yes, no, it's 2 weekends in a row is not a good look for him. Actually, we were talking about it before. 3 recording sessions in a row is not.
I don't think you've been sober any Saturday in August. You know, like when you dry July, you're doing wet August.
I think there was one Saturday.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah, it was the Saturday that I went to Canberra.
Oh yeah, but you had a beer with us at the pub before you left.
Yeah, but I drove to Canberra and back, so like I wasn't.
Oh, what you do driving stays between you and New South Wales Police, mate. Don't drag me into this.
Anyway, there was one Saturday that I wasn't. One weekend that I wasn't hungover.
That's good.
I'll take that. So it wasn't a total washout for the month of August. Anyway, Ben, we are you going to make the same joke about we still have no Madison?
We still have no Madison. She's actually back next week. Can't wait to see her and Nick.
Yeah, we just couldn't delay the recording because we were going to run out of episodes if we delay until she gets back. So we had to do one more without her.
Fortunately for the viewers, they've got to look at our mugs for another week.
Yeah, that part sucks. But yeah, in terms of, before we jump into the content of today's episode, we did want to briefly talk about some of the things that have been happening in relation to the property market the last couple of weeks.
It's been an interesting couple of weeks.
Yeah, basically all the forecasts and predictions have now just basically been brought forward. The timeline has been massively accelerated. Obviously, we had a rate cut 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
That's obviously always a pretty big driver, but that was also expected. So that wasn't necessarily out of the blue or catching us off guard. But the thing that caught everybody off guard was the changes that the government had promised to the home guarantee scheme. We spoke about that on a previous episode where they were lifting the property price caps and they were completely removing the income thresholds. And that was due to come into effect in January. Out of nowhere, though, the government has come out this week, at the beginning of this week, and just said, you know what? Fuck January. We're doing it in October.
We're coming in early.
They just brought it forward 3 months with no kind of real explanation as to why.
Yeah.
They just brought it forward for no
good on
reason.
them. They've shown a bit of initiative. You know, the first time in the last 10 years the government's decided to do that.
Well, that's a whole other separate kettle of fish. It depends who you talk to as to whether you think this is a good thing or not.
He's very indecisive of you, sitting on the fence.
I'm
what
not.
are your opinions?
I think it's great if you're a first home buyer. I think it's not so great if you want to see housing affordability move in the right direction. It's just going to, remember what I said to you before about Band-Aid fixes and Band-Aid solutions?
Yeah.
Helps people enter the market, but doesn't actually fix the issue that we have with housing.
I feel like a lot of the noise, though, is from first home buyers and a lot of people who can't afford to get into the market. And I think this helps them. But I do agree with what you're saying. It doesn't help the main issue.
Correct.
But I think it quietens down a lot of the noise for them.
Yeah. It's
probably gets them a few votes.
Well, that's probably why they do it, right?
Yeah,
why else do they do anything, politicians?
Exactly.
So that's...
To break that down, though, we've gone from 800 to 1.5. Sorry, jumping
900 for Sydney anyway. 900 to Sydney and New South Wales regional centres, so including like Wollongong, Newcastle.
Yep.
It's jumped. The price cap has jumped from 900 to 1.5 million.
So pretty much any first home buyer property in the Illawarra is now stamp duty free.
not stamp duty. No. That's just the government guarantee scheme.
Oh, this is just my apologies.
Yeah. So, and I actually had this conversation with someone earlier this week where it was a case of, it was actually another real estate agent that I know from Sydney, and he was asking me about it. He wanted my thoughts, and he said, well, when I explained to him the changes and the increases to the caps, he sort of turned around and said, well, hang on. So if you're buying for 1.5 mil and you're borrowing 95%, which is what the scheme entitles you to do, you effectively got a loan that's over $1.4 million. And the scheme is only for owner-occupiers. The volume of income you as a couple would have to be able to borrow $1.4 million as owner-occupier is astronomical.
I remember this conversation when we brought it up on the last one. Yeah. And we broke down the numbers and everything as well.
Well, I don't know what the income would have to be at that level. I haven't checked those numbers. It's just insane. And for a first home buyer to be earning that volume of money, even as a couple, like it would be ridiculous. And then it raises the next question. This real estate agent friend of mine actually said to me, he said, well, if these people are earning that amount of money that they even qualify for a loan like that, why do they not have savings? Which I know is a tentative, a very touchy subject for a lot of people. You know, cost of living, if they're living at a home paying rent, you know, not everybody lives at home with mum and dad until they're 37. Like it depends. Everyone's circumstance is different, but it's a valid point.
I feel like for Sydney, though, it's a bit more valid compared to Wollongong.
Yeah. Absolutely. But yeah, that it's pretty insane. So anyway, a lot of people, obviously, the biggest take of that whole situation is that it's just going to jack up prices a lot sooner and a lot quicker than people were anticipating.
It'd be interesting to see how many people access the scheme.
So one thing I read when I was looking into it this week was not even so much more first home buyers entering the market, but there's a flow-on effect of a lot of really switched on investors. Obviously, were aware that the scheme was being expanded in January and they were planning accordingly. They were going to wait till about January. They knew that obviously, you know, once all these extra first home buyers flood the market, it will drive prices up. And it pushes a lot of these investors to go jump back in the market and buy something before that happens. And obviously that also contributes to the price rise itself. So now you're going to have a whole bunch of people scrambling to try and get in the market before this comes into effect because of all the new home buyers who are going to flood the market. So it's just like this twofold flow-on effect.
Put you on the spot at the start of October, or
start of October. So it's pretty like it's going to have a massive impact on the market. So yeah, there's not much else to add really. It's just they've brought it forward. It's accelerated the whole time frame, and I think we're most likely going to see some pretty big market movements towards the end of the year.
It's going to be an interesting next month then. You're right. See what that follow-on effect is like, and see how many people try and jump before they're pushed, really.
Absolutely. And I think there's going to be a lot of, like I said, switched on investors who know the market patterns and the trends, and they're going to say, well, you're going to have an influx of new buyers entering the market. That's going to jack up prices. Combine that with further rate cuts that we're still expecting. And it's a cocktail for capital growth. And obviously these people are going to want to get in there before the ship sails, and that's going to also further contribute to said capital growth. So bring on more deterioration of housing affordability.
So doom and gloom.
But yeah, would you like to share with the people, Ben, what the actual point of today's episode was going to be? We just wanted to cover that off as a...
Yeah. Well, today's episode, we were going through a couple of topics, and the one we picked out of the hat was, can AI predict the next property boom?
Yeah.
A little bit of an interesting one, something a little bit different.
We thought it would be cool to do. We know AI has become such a big part of everybody's day-to-day lives now.
100%. I think most people in our age group, I would say, use it daily.
Yeah, I know a lot of people do. I personally don't, to be honest with you.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
I don't mean that in a... I'm not passing judgment on the issue. I personally, I don't know. I don't like it.
You don't like it?
No. Something about it just makes me... I find it unsettling.
I like it just to clean things up a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it is quite a useful little tool.
It is. It definitely has its uses. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
But I think it's definitely overused. I agree with that.
I think people need to find a balance between using it for information gathering and using it to just blatantly like write things for them. Because you can tell when you're reading something, you can tell if it's been written by Chat GPT.
Yeah. And it's also quite dangerous putting in a lot of the information that we do, because where is it going?
China.
Yeah. Whoa. That's a whole other podcast.
What was that app years ago that there's a big what was it called? Face app, the one where it would age you. You take a photo of yourself and it would generate an image on what you look like when you were 70.
Yeah.
And they found out that apparently when you ticked all the terms and conditions, you were basically agreeing to supply all of the data in the app to China that they could use for whatever they wanted.
A lot of people don't read those T's and C's. No.
I remember reading in the news guide. That's insane. Hopefully Chat GPT is not doing that, because otherwise we're all screwed.
Well, we hope so. I know of certain people putting pretty sensitive business information into it, and they will not be named.
Okay. I'm not going to open that can of worms. We're not going there. Anyway, talk to us, Ben. So I gave Ben the task of, because he uses it a lot more than I do, and he's a bit more well-versed in Chat GPT and the prompts. So Ben put in a few prompts beforehand. We're going to get him up on his phone now so we can refer back to them.
Yep.
If you wouldn't mind, Benjamin.
Yeah. Well,
We've got some kind of notes based on what it said, and we want to pass our thoughts on in terms of whether we agree with it and whether we think it's onto something or whether it's a crock of shit, basically. That's the point of this, right?
Yeah,
so we want to see.
I think so.
See how
Well,
accurate
it's
it is.
definitely it pulls a lot of its data from news articles and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So I personally think it's just analyzing what's out there and then putting it in one place for you.
Yep.
So we're just putting in the prompt as we speak.
Yes, and I will make sure when I edit these, we'll have screenshots of the prompts and the responses on screen for you to look at as well.
So the simple one to start us off: can AI predict the next property boom?
Good question.
Good question. Very broad. Yeah. No.
Thanks, Chat GPT.
And for all of you people that use Chat GPT, be sure to use your please and thank yous as well.
So that when the AI
has
uprising
feelings
happens,
as well.
when the AI uprising happens, they'll remember who said please and thank you, and they'll
exactly right.
spare you.
But from a very broad perspective, it's replied with AI can't predict the next property boom with certainty, but it can be used to spot signals and patterns that often precedes one. Sorry. So it's saying that it really can't.
It sounds like it's saying it can, but it can't.
It doesn't want to be held liable, like us putting a liability disclaimer at the end of the podcast. AI does it at the start.
Hey, Christian, how much money do you reckon the bank will lend me? Oh, I don't know, but I think it's about this amount.
I reckon people could just do that in Chat GPT. They'll put in what they own, their expenses, and we'll see how close it gets to your.
You're trying to put me out of a job. Is that what you're trying to do?
But that's a very broad one. So going a little bit closer to home, the next prompt was... Apologies there. The next boom property suburb in the Illawarra. So for all those people out there looking, potentially investors, potentially first home buyers, what are they looking at for? Where should they be looking?
Mm-hmm.
And the response is, as it's taking its sweet ass time.
While it's loading, can you make sure you're screenshotting these because I need these?
I will make sure I put those. I can go back and get them. But
okay.
The notes that I'd actually put down on the paper, because that's a lot quicker than AI is actually being at the moment. According to the regional data, the Dapto Port Kembla area contains many of the biggest percentage increases in dwelling values in the past year, with emphasis on Kembla Grange holding top spot with an approximate annual growth of 10.8%. According to AI, over the next 12 months, a predicted top 5 suburbs poised for growth. So the big question, where should you be buying in the next 12 months?
According to Chat GPT.
The number 1 suburb is Dapto with a forecasted growth of 5%. I think I wouldn't disagree with that.
No. No, absolutely. I think that's pretty spot on. We spoke about that when we did our sort of market predictions and stuff, and just based on, a range of factors, but mainly geography even. It makes sense. It's got Dapto as a region, like the sort of Dapto Council area. It's got one of the largest population growths as well at the moment. So it's
got a massive amount of growth. There's actually in the last couple of weeks, there was a brand new land release actually, just in the Dapto area. Closer to Horsley.
Okay.
But it's just over that bridge as you get to the 7-Eleven, as you're going Dapto heading towards Avian Park. Yeah, that new bridge there. So I don't know how many lots are actually involved with it. They're just taking registrations, but they're probably going to be looking at 400 grand plus for a block of 400 square meters. The next suburb is Cordo Heights with also a forecasted growth of 5%. Coming in just behind that are Helensburgh and Shell Cove with forecasted growth of around 4%. Shell Cove, definitely more of a more expensive demographic as well with all the new estates down there. So
that's also got massive infrastructure projects and planning. Like that's like a artificially designed growth spot. So
it's an artificially designed lake and marina and everything.
Yeah. So that doesn't surprise me. Like that tracks.
Yeah, completely agree. Helensburgh, I thought was a bit interesting. I know we sort of ran through this before and flagged that too. The Berg.
It's an odd one.
Too.
It's a very odd one. Even Cordo Heights.
Cordo?
Yeah, I would not have tipped Cordo as a front runner for growth.
I agree.
Mainly because Cordo Heights has not generally been associated with, affordable entry-level homes for, it's a bit more of a prestigious area, so to speak.
Exactly right.
It's a bit more expensive. So generally, I would have thought maybe you'd have some of those cheaper entry-level suburbs like your Daptos would be doing a lot better than Cordo Heights. So that surprises me.
Yeah. And then sneaking in our top 5 is Horsley with a forecasted growth of 1%. So a relatively very low forecasted growth. I don't think I find that hard to believe, to be honest.
I don't think
most Illawarra suburbs, I feel like, are going to grow by more than 1% in the next 12-month period.
I guess the other question I have with this, I'm assuming like it's how much information is this scraping to come to these conclusions, right? Is this factoring in what we just spoke about at the start of this episode in terms of like the home guarantee scheme being brought forward?
Yeah, definitely not. No, I don't think so. I think it's just drawing data. One of the actual phrases when I first Googled it was, these clever systems crunch mountains of data to predict property values and market trends with scary accuracy. They're considering factors you might not even think of, like local planning applications or social media sentiment about an area. I struggle to see how it picks up on things like that because...
So a social media sentiment is what just people going, fuck Bellambi, we're not on Bellambi, which means it's going to be low growth. Is that what that means?
I don't know. Well, hopefully it wasn't like us bashing Calderwood and Woolworths and everything for the last couple of episodes as well, because that's got to drive property values down.
To be fair, we weren't bashing Calderwood, just the Woolies.
Just me.
No, more so the lack of the Woolies. Or when it got a Woolies, that's what put it on the map. I think it was more Woolies related.
Yeah, good old Wolves. One of the other things that tacked onto the bottom was what this means for investors and buyers. So it likes to give you a lot of information.
It does.
You don't even really need a real estate agent anymore. Put it in the Chat GPT, there's your appraisal, there's everything. But what it's put there for short term, next 6 to 12 months, watch out for Mount Ousley, Mount Kira, Coldale, and Shellharbour Oak Flats for momentum-driven gains. Doesn't really have any data to back that up, as in stats there or growth percentages and stuff. But
it almost seems contradictory to itself because at the top it mentioned, Kembla Grange 10.8%, but then it's got the top 5 suburbs and Dapto's first at 5%, and then it goes
the top stat. My apologies. That's for the previous 12 months.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
apologies.
So that's saying over the last 12 months, Kembla Grange.
Gotcha.
Is holding the top spot.
Even though it's saying over the next 6 to 12 months, it's saying watch out for Mount Ousley, Mount Kira, Coldale, Shellharbour Oak Flats. Not one of those suburbs are mentioned in its top 5 forecast of growth.
No, and it's
so that's odd.
I feel like if they throw enough darts at the board, like something's going to hit. You name every suburb in the Illawarra, like they might be right in the end.
You got to buy a ticket to win the raffle.
Exactly right. Medium term, 1 to 2 years, Albion Park, Macquarie Pass and Dapto offer strong value and population-led growth. Completely agree with that statement.
That statement is accurate. I agree with that.
I think all of those suburbs are going to see massive growth over the 1 to 2 year period because of longer term, 2+ years, emerging greenfield hotspots like Calderwood, Tullambar, West Dapto and Shell Cove precincts are supported by infrastructure and planning.
Calderwood, baby, supported by Woolworths.
What are you doing there? Got him.
You are the fucking worst today.
I am.
Man. I'm going home.
I'm on fire.
That's interesting though. But
I know I was whinging about the infrastructure in Calderwood in particular.
But it's coming.
They've got a pub now. I think they're on the way with the Coles or Blues. I haven't been down there in a while, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So that's really positive for people living there, not people that moved out 2 years ago.
Yeah. This is just where Chat GPT confuses me because it's given you the top 5 growth suburbs.
And it's not including majority of those suburbs in its stats.
Correct. So I think, I don't know. It's almost like that second section is actually probably more intuitive than it feels like it's just pulled random stats. And I don't know where it's pulled these forecasted growth figures.
It actually gives you, it's got the links on there as well. So when we screenshot it, people will be able to see it, where it generally is just drawing it from news articles.
Yeah.
So I think sort of reading this and getting the impression that it's maybe grabbed this information from
one source and then this one from another source.
And they may contradict each other. So yeah. So it's probably not the best tool in the world, but look, it can be handy.
But for the most part, what it's saying about short-term, medium-term, long-term, I agree with all that.
I agree as well.
If you had have asked me prior, the short-term one's interesting though. If you wanted quick short-term momentum-driven gains, I don't know that I would have. Isolating just Coldale on its own seems odd.
Coldale is quite an affluent area as well. Like, Coldale is a short-term investment. What are you going to pick something up for the $2 million mark and
sell it for 2.1?
Yeah, exactly right. Like,
yeah, that's different.
That's an interesting one.
Even Mount Ousley, Mount Kira, like they're not suburbs. I would have been like, they're going to be like prime for short-term growth.
I agree. Shellharbour to Oak Flats, I think so as well. But I also think Shellharbour to Oak Flats could fall under medium and longer term as well.
It could. But a lot of Shellharbour will also get kind of encompassed in the whole Shell Cove development and that whole, because it's a whole regional development. It's reshaping that whole region.
Exactly. It's becoming quite a hub.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
So what this means, a practical game plan for you, for anyone looking to get into the market. Short term, next 6 to 9 months, lean into Mount Ousley / Mount Kira / Coaldale momentum for premium family stock. Fig Tree / Coniston for yield tilted unit plays. No mention of Fig Tree or Coniston throughout the whole thing, but we're going to draw them back in here.
And specifically for units.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Fig Tree and Coniston are not generally suburbs that are known for high-density apartment developments.
No, I can't say. Like, I do see units pop up and definitely affordable ones in the Conno area.
Of
like
course,
you can pick some up. But
not generally known for it.
I don't think it's a yield-tilted unit play.
No. It's odd. I don't know where Chat GPT's pulled that from.
No,
that's different.
12-month horizon. I love the language as well. It's very formal at some points and then very casual at others. Like this feels drawn from an article of even like a Facebook post from someone.
Yeah.
12-month horizon. Dapto, Cordo Heights, Helensburgh, Shell Cove, Horsley for low stock squeezes.
Low stock squeezes. So it's saying that those areas are going to have over the next 12 months low stock so that if you get in there, you're going to be basically cracking a market where there's limited stock.
I can't agree with that from a Shell Cove perspective because
it's the opposite.
They're not flooding the market, but there's always new releases down there.
There's constant
new
land,
developments,
correct.
New houses.
Somewhere like Cordo Heights, I agree with that. There is limited stock. There's no new land releases happening in Cordo Heights anytime soon. They're at the base of the mountain. Can't really expand that suburb anymore.
No, it's not going anywhere. Dapto, I know we just spoke about there being a land release there, but I think there's limited stock and it's definitely affordable stock, so it's very sought after.
I agree. So it's that limited affordable stock.
Sort of agree with it on a 12-month horizon.
Yeah. So it's saying on that 12-month horizon, those suburbs mentioned are more demand-driven or lack of supply, I should say, sorry.
Yep.
Rather than being demand-driven growth, it's more just a lack of supply in those areas.
Yep, I agree.
Okay.
For low stock squeezes, watch Shell Harbour, Oak Flats, Albion Park, Macquarie Pass for $1 million median signalling. I think that is it indicating that now they're $1 million suburbs? Like they're saying that the median price is now.
I know Albion Park's not far off, I don't think. But I don't think it's there yet. Macquarie Pass, though? Really?
I can't say I've seen too many listings in Macquarie Pass. So
I thought that was just the route. I didn't know it was even a suburb. It was just the road.
Sorry, if you live in Macquarie Pass. Kristian doesn't even believe it's a suburb. So you don't live there, actually. You did. You just said that.
No, I said I didn't know it was a suburb. You are trying everything in your power to throw me under the bus today.
I'm very much doing my hardest.
I know. You're doing a good job.
Medium-term kicker.
Oh, that's
accumulate in the West Dapto precincts where new servicing stages / amenities are rolling through. Historically, each infrastructure milestone tightens nearby resale markets.
I agree with that.
I agree with
in
that
the sense
too.
of that they're investing a lot into infrastructure.
We were laughing going through that, but yeah,
correct. But I think we find it funny because growing up in the Warrior, you know that any new infrastructure development down that way is always like it takes double the length of time it should, and then it's this big celebration when it finally happens. Everyone gets all excited. Yeah. I find it funny.
I agree.
But
any Illawarra based building works on a large scale are not done at a timely manner.
Yeah, we're going to get sued by Illawarra City Council. All right.
Good luck. I don't even pay my council rates. It's a lot. Key risks to watch. So if you are taking Chat GPT's advice, here's a couple of key risks for you. Listing surge, spring or developer releases in any one pocket could blunt gains. Look, very true.
That's the case across that.
Spring.
That's such a vague statement.
It is, but it's covering its ass. It's like
that's just normal economics. Obviously, if you flood the market with extra listings, then yes, it's gonna. Yeah,
it's gonna what?
It's gonna blunt gains. It said it there.
Oh no!
Not the alarm. Go, Ben, go. All
right, we're back.
We're back. Sorry, the alarm went off.
Becoming a common occurrence.
Yeah, no, we could literally do a compilation of just the alarm going off. It's all right, though, because in the video play, I actually can't hear it. Our drums burst a little bit because it's just this high-pitched beeping, but...
We'll cut it out for you guys. That's fair.
No, it doesn't pick it up. The mics don't pick it up.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Interesting.
We invest in good quality equipment here at the House Gone podcast, Ben.
Right. Back to the podcast. Key risks to watch. I can't remember what
we spoke about listing surge, correct?
Rate par and borrowing power. Illawarra has outperformed regionals before, but a sharp credit shift can slow absorption.
What the fuck does that even mean?
I was just about to go to you as our resident mortgage broker. What does that...
I'm assuming what it's getting at is that it doesn't matter. So if the market moves, great, but if people can't afford it, then it's irrelevant. I'm assuming that's what it's getting at.
Sharp credit shift. Like, what is that?
I don't know. It's
Is
such
that
a
rate
weird
driven, or
vague
is that?
statement. It says specifically rate path and borrowing power. So I'm assuming it's talking about lending. At the end of the day, if people can't get the loans they need to buy these houses at these higher prices, and that'll stunt growth.
Yeah.
If people can't afford it and they physically can't get the lending, it'll stop growth, right?
Exactly right.
That's what that would mean. But yeah, it's interesting.
It is. It's
very vague.
It is very vague. I think it can be a useful tool, but it's not a reliant tool, and I wouldn't, especially the
you don't hang your hat on it.
prices of properties these days. You don't really want to be relying solely on it. Sorry, I was just putting in the next prompt there, and it's actually put up something completely
It's giving you totally different information now this time around.
It has.
You put in the same prompt though, yeah?
I did.
That is so concerning. For the sake of the exercise, I've got Ben to re-put in the same prompt he did prior to recording, and it's now giving him totally different information.
Yeah. Well, I'll be able to screenshot what I had before because I felt like it was a little bit better. But this was a little bit of an interesting addition. I actually picked this up on another podcast about people being able to put in properties that they're looking at and asking for comparable sales. So it helped them come to a value of...
What podcast was it? I feel like we got to shout it out.
The $1 Million Agent podcast, actually. Okay.
Give them a
$1 Million Agent is what I am not, but I strive to be. They said that it's actually... seems to be used in Sydney quite a lot. A lot of buyers have come to the conclusion that agents are full of shit, and they can walk in and they can just put in the property address, ask for comparable sales, ask for what they think the property should be worth, and you can put that into Chat GPT and get a pretty good response. So
is that how you do all of your valuations?
No. No, it is not, because once again, it doesn't take into consideration a lot of factors that agents do. Myself,
goes the extra mile, Benjamin. Kenneth goes the extra mile.
I try to, but I actually did it for a listing that we've got on the market at the moment, 51 Underwood Street, Corrimal, which is a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom house with a double garage.
Okay.
The comparable sales that came up, it was actually quite informative. I can't say that they were all directly on the money. One of them was 7 Francis Street in Corrimal. I'm going to get stitched up here because I actually should have printed those out, but I thought ChatGPT would give it to me out again. It had a second listing in Francis Street that was probably about $400,000 more than what 51 Underwood Street is currently being sold for, or we're asking for. It was around the 1,455 mark, so probably not a direct comparable, but it is a 3-bedroom house in Corrimal. And the third one, I'm not going to have. I've been stitched up there by ChatGPT, but for buyers, you can see what's recently sold, and you are able to see when they were sold, how much they sold for, land size, bedrooms, bathrooms, garages. So it's a pretty cool tool to have. You can walk into most sales, I think, and you'd be able to have the more comparable sales than the agents probably got as well.
Yeah.
So,
okay. That's a handy tool to have.
It is.
And like I said, anything with ChatGPT, I mean, the only thing this exercise has proven to me is that it can be used with ChatGPT, but you need to take it with a grain of salt.
100%. I wouldn't rely.
Dom was telling you to not be too far back from the microphone.
I'm a bit too far. Sorry, Dom.
He was trying to get our attention. I was like, I don't know what you're saying. Anywho, so can we go through obviously you've re-put the prompt in now. What is it spitting out now? I'm curious because you did this earlier today.
Yes.
You did these original prompts.
So
and you put the exact same prompt.
This one I put in the exact same one, for example, for 51 Underwood Street.
Oh, for the comparables?
Yeah.
And it's giving you different comparables.
It's giving me 3 different comparables. And one of them is actually a unit.
How old are they?
So
that one says November.
Yeah.
That's not great. That's a horrible comparison. It's a year old.
Exactly right. And then the other one, it's actually used the same comparable twice. And then it's put in one of 68 Underwood Street being a 2-bedroom unit.
Well, that is shocking.
Yeah, the phone version doesn't seem to be as handy. I was on the desktop before, and that's what we'll screenshot and pass on to the viewers. But
I didn't think that would make that.
I didn't either. I thought it would be quite.
But the original prompt we did, so saying, "Can you tell us the next boom suburbs?" What has it given us this time?
This time,
what suburbs has it said now?
Warrawong, Port Kembla, so we're pretty similar.
Pretty much
there.
the same. Warrawong, I'm surprised I didn't mention it the first time because that was always one of my.
It's laid it out differently as well. I find that when using it as well, if you put in different prompts, different days, it does lay it. It gives you a different. Sometimes it'll give you certain headings. It'll give you dot points, and it'll give you like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Warrawong, I agree with massively.
Yeah,
like the amount of revamp that is happening around that Warrawong Plaza and those shops down there, it's insane.
Yeah, and since they kicked all those people out with their caravans, living near the lake, it's just increased the property value by squillions. Didn't you hear about that? It was like this massive thing.
I think the fact that you said squillions.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
No, I did hear about that.
Yeah, it was good. Sorry, I thought that'd be funny. I agree. I think Warrawong is definitely a growth area. Like if I had $1 million,
100%,
slap me up a house in Warrawong.
Honestly, I think it's still pretty affordable. I don't think you could get a lot of stock there for under $1 million.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Port Kembla is one of the most booming.
Yeah,
like they were trying to sell a house in Port Kembla a couple of months ago for $13 million. That's a booming area, if you ask me. But the next suburb, West Dapto growth area, Kembla Grange, Wongawilli, Horsley, plus nearby Tullambar and Cole.
Yeah, so that's similar to what it gave you the first time.
It's put Unanderra and Bellambi, which were not mentioned at all.
No. Unanderra we've always mentioned. I've always said Unanderra. I think
here's a good one for Bellambi though. Why watch? Active estate renewal program led by Homes New South Wales.
Does that mean they're trying to basically gentrify it? And
I very much don't think so. I have not heard anything about that.
Oh shit! What did I just click?
Sneak peek at advanced voice command. Christian's trying to talk dirty to my Chat GPT. Choose a voice. Oh, hey. Oh, please stop that. That scared me. There you go.
Yeah, so what does it say, Bellambi?
Read it, don't touch it.
Draft people in place plan out for consultation, plus recent social/affordable housing projects and flood mitigation works. These early stage renewal signals can precede private market uplift, especially near rail and beaches. That almost
suits.
Well, that sounds like it's trying. It sounds like it's trying to say that they're going to try and obviously revamp and.
They've been trying to do that since we were 6.
Yeah, I know. That's odd. And then what's it got after that? Dunmore/Shohala hinterland influence area.
Hinterland.
Fucking hinterland. That's okay.
Quick mark. Tension check. Rental tightness remains a key tailwind for yields and investor demand. The language is so.
And it spat out something completely different this time.
How I'd play it, practical.
We'll get screenshots of these and we'll put them up on the screen for you guys to look at so you can see what we're looking at. But it's really weird.
It is. It does list its sources at the bottom. So, for example,
it's just weird that it's giving you a complete it's not even similar. It's a completely different response to what you did earlier today.
Exactly right. And look, for example, the Warrawong one is the articles are on the point. Like New South Wales approves Warrawong redevelopment with $1,300 homes. That's 1,300 homes.
I say, where do you buy a house for $1,300?
Buy. So they're.
Yeah, it's pulling data. It's pulling data from Wollongong Council. It's pulling data from Housing New South Wales.
It's got from City of Wollongong, New South Wales government seeking feedback on draft Bellambi people and place plan. And then New South Wales government Bellambi estate renewal project.
So when they say estate renewal project, that to me sounds like they're either trying to fix up the housing commission in the area,
good luck,
or get rid of it. I don't know. And it doesn't really specify what they're trying to do.
Of those. You're not going to be able to like.
There's only so much.
I'm going to dig a hole there, but you can't remove that many people. It's not going to happen.
No, there's no chance. It's not possible. It can't be done. That's why it leads me to think maybe they're just talking about revamping it. So if you went to a lot of those people who live in those estates and said, we're going to come in and fix up your house for you for free, I'm sure they're not going to object. Maybe that's what they're talking about.
We might have to look more into that one.
We'll see how we go.
Yeah, maybe when we do a Q&A, someone can ask us about the Bellambi renewal project.
We're going to put up another Q&A box soon, actually.
Exactly right.
All right, cool.
Well, that was a bit of an interesting one, something different.
It was, it was an odd exercise. And I think the takeaway here is...
Two are very odd people.
Thanks, Ben. Cheers, Jeff. No, it can be a very useful tool, but just take it with a grain of salt. As you can see, on the same day, we've put in the same prompt and it's given us 2 different responses.
Yeah.
And a lot of what it's saying is correct, but a lot of it is also just really random and seems kind of left field.
Exactly.
You watch. We revisit this in 12 months, and Holdale was the strongest performing suburb.
I'll eat my hat. I'll eat my hat.
I don't think that's the saying.
Well, no, it is the same. I'll eat my hat.
Is it?
Oh, we're going to argue over sayings now. This bloke, he's coming off 16 tequilas from last night. Anyway, on that note, it's been a pleasure.
It has been. Thank you very much for tuning in. I haven't plugged the show yet. Sorry. We are live on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and YouTube. Why are you laughing at me?
I'm not laughing.
We have to market the podcast. That's how
we do have to market the podcast.
About what? Okay, there you go.
Thank you.
I just said I'd never heard the saying before.
Yeah, well, I'll eat my hat. If Coledale is the top performing suburb in the next 12 months in the Illawarra region, send me a hat because I will eat it.
On camera.
Yep.
All right, cool. Anyway, point is, go check out the podcast. We're on all platforms, full video podcasts. We'll try and include the screenshots of the Chat GPT prompts with this episode as well. If you know a good IT production manager, let us know because we don't, but we do know a good podcast you can recommend to someone.
I knew it was coming. I was like...
Yeah, I had to throw one at Dom too.
Yeah, throw one at the guy that comes to help us on a Sunday evening, unpaid. Yeah, throw one at him.
We pay him. We pay him with our friendship and our love.
Oh, God.
I didn't say it was good payment.
All right, Dom rolls his eyes.
We're going to wrap this up before this gets even more unhinged and out of hand because it's not been great.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much and ciao.
Ciao.
Everything presented in this podcast is for information and entertainment purposes only, and all advice is to be considered general in nature. It does not take into account your personal circumstances and financial objectives. Please consider if this advice is right for you and look to consult a financial professional.